Hey, happy Monday, everybody. How's it going? I know you're already saying, oh my God, Joe didn't make it yet. He's working on it. He's in the background trying to get his camera set up. So he'll be jumping in here shortly. Appreciate everybody that's kind of starting to pile in right now. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to take care of last minute type things here on this end. So sorry about that. Appreciate everybody coming in from Piper Academy. Thank you, Army Piper, for sending everybody over here. We're going to go give the chat a shout out shortly. As you're coming on in, don't forget, you know the drill. Smash up that like button. Share this thing out. And if you're on X, appreciate you being here on X. But when we're done here on YouTube, we're going to be sending you straight over to Joe's stream, which starts at noon. And again, like I said, Joe is working on it. He's having some camera issues. He'll be in here shortly. We'll bring him on live when he shows up. Got a lot of stuff to go over today, kind of catching up from the last time we did one of these updates, it was Wednesday, so we got a little catching up to do, but in order to kind of get that going, I need a sip of coffee on some CCM swag right there. All right, sip of coffee. Okay, let's go say hi to the chat real quick, and then give Joe a little bit longer to fix his camera and get on in here. We had Mike in the house. Matter of fact, let me turn on the comments. That way you guys can see the comments as they're coming on in here. Techman is in the house. Appreciate Techman being here. BC, of course. BC and I and Crypto Bedell are going to be live tonight interviewing Sonny about the Gandhiji project that he's got going. So make sure that you're here for that at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll tell you more about that again a little later on in the show. See, Joe's got some camera issues. He's working on it. So sit tight, everybody. Joe will make it. Joe will make it here. And Alexandra G in the house dropping those graduation caps. Appreciate everybody again from Piper Academy coming on over here. Make sure that you say hey in the chat. Appreciate you. And Mod Queen emojis if you are a channel member in the chat, please. Appreciate that. And speaking of Army Piper and Piper Academy, Army Piper in the chat. Appreciate you being here. Yes, sir. Good morning to you, Dylan. Appreciate you being here. Good morning to you, sir. Hopefully, you should be close to getting your prize from that giveaway a couple of weeks ago. Let me know if you got it. Let me know if you got it already. And I appreciate that. Yes, what she said. Smash up that like on the way in. Appreciate that very, very much. Wick in the house. Appreciate you. Oh my God. Read my comments. Uh-oh. What did I miss? Did I miss a comment? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to get started while Joe is still working on his camera. And we will jump in. Today, we're going to be talking, obviously, some Bitcoin news that is going on. We're going to take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. As always, the debt and the Doge. Can't, I don't know. To me, that's something people should be looking at all the time because it's constantly going up and you need to kind of know what is going on with regard to that. We're going to talk about some of the latest crypto projects coming out from the SEC, Project Crypto, and the CFTC with their crypto sprint projects. We're going to talk a little bit more about some stablecoin news. We're going to talk Coinbase. For those who are coming from Piper Academy, it's funny that he showed that video. I've got some Coinbase news, and I was going to show you that video as well. And, of course, we're going to take a look. You guys know I talk about living on crypto. And for those who have not already seen the videos that I've done on it, where I highlight Dash as like the main one to use, there's a link in the description for the entire playlist. Go ahead and check that out later. But we're going to show you like Dash for the win in Italy. Where the guy didn't have no money, but he did have some Dash, and he got the gas he needed for his car because he was running out of gas. All right, let's get to this thing and start off. Oh, wait, I think I hear Joe coming on in the background here. Is he here? There he is.
What's going on, guys? And with my CCM hat.
Nice camo.
Very low messy, So I was
Yeah,
like, nope.
that's all right. You're rocking the swag, and I'm drinking out of the swag. So we're doing all right here this morning. Did you get yours yet?
I don't check my mail. I'll probably check it today. I check my mail maybe twice a month, if that much, over that many times. But I'll check it.
I got you. Well, it's
got my
supposed
book,
to be
though.
in sometime this week for you, according to the last thing I checked. So,
Yeah, I got my book. So
oh,
thank
nice.
you. Yes,
Yeah, Joe
indeed.
made out on that last giveaway on Crypto on the Rocks. So, yeah.
I was like a bandit. So yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so this morning I've been moving around and everything, and just putting everything to the living room so I can do another. I have a few more deliveries or stuff, but right now I'm also in the process of selling some of this stuff too. So I've been pretty busy, and then it's like, what time is it? Oh crap! I said, let me, and then the camera didn't work. It's like, oh man. So it's been fun.
Hey, I'm happy you're here, man. I'm happy you're here. Everybody comes in to see T.I. Joe. Look, see, here we go. Bingo bangos are in the chat right there. Everybody's saying, hey, bingo bangos. Look at this. See, and of course, right here, I like the hat. There it is. There it is. And Dave P just jumped on in. Welcome, Dave P. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's get this thing going, Joe. And when you get yourself set for the charts, and I'll start talking Bitcoin beforehand. And right here, first thing I got for Bitcoin. Now, we talk all the time, Joe, you and I, about solo mining because, I mean, perfect to see these solo miners hitting blocks for Bitcoin. But they just came out, Solo Satoshi right here, and this is from them. Again, links to everything I'm talking about today in the description, so go ahead and check it out. They came out with their latest solo miner, the Nerd Q Ax++. Basically, there was a firmware, a bug caught in the firmware. So once it was caught, according to them, fixed within 4 hours. So if you have this and you haven't updated your firmware, you definitely want to do that. But I love the fact that they are hyper responsive about this and that they're, putting the fix in when the fix needs to be done, and the fact that they're finding this thing and the community itself helping them to find this. JR just jumping in, LBC just jumping in. Appreciate you guys jumping on in here. But we're going to keep the Bitcoin news going here. And everybody who, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, the Satoshi Action Fund, Dennis Porter, who runs the Satoshi Action Fund. And now, they're Bitcoin, Dennis, Bitcoin maxi. But at the end of the day, when they draft this stuff, even though he put Bitcoin here, they do draft it for crypto in general and blockchain tech, because again, it's not, if you go do just Bitcoin, you're separating the industry, and they know that, even though they're sitting here promoting this. But basically, the Satoshi Action Fund has sent a letter advocating for Bitcoin tax reform to the Senate Finance, House, and Ways leadership. So, and the entire thing is here, so you can go read that again. Links in the description. But some of what they highlight in this letter: capital gains exemption, so the de minimis exemption for like small transactions with Bitcoin and, quite frankly, other cryptocurrency. Because right now here in the United States, it doesn't make sense to try and use your crypto for these small transactions, because why? You're getting double taxed, because it is currently capital gains taxes on top. So anyway, they're asking for ending double taxation for mining rewards and fair treatment for donations. Again, I think the de minimis exemption is probably the most important piece of that letter. But the fact that this is, they're trying to work with legislators to get good common sense framework legislation here in the U.S., I think is a huge piece of the pie for what we need here in the U.S. Keep moving on with some Bitcoin stuff. We got two more things here. We're going to talk about Bitcoin specifically related, and then we're going to head over to Joe and the chart. But federally chartered crypto bank Anchorage Digital just bought 10,141 BTC. I like that they did how they highlight here that they did it over 9 hours, tracked by look on chain, et cetera, et cetera. But this is now just what we're seeing. You got companies all the time, and in this case, this happens to be a chartered bank putting Bitcoin in the treasury. And hey, you know the drill. It's the new way of getting things done. The new way. And Joe, I know I'm just like rambling on here, but if you got anything you want to add to any of this, you just jump in. You know the drill. Just tell me to shut. Say, shut the hell up, guy. All right, one more thing. And now this one, I actually can appreciate this one. We all go to different retailers and we see these gift card kiosks all over the place, right? You can get pretty much a gift card for anything. Well, right here, Fold just launched a Bitcoin gift card that this started last week, goes live in over 400,000 retail locations across the US. And you can see the card right here, between 25 and 500 bucks of Bitcoin on this card. That, I'll tell you what, that's a good way people use these cards. They give them as gifts all the time. Here's a nice, simple, easy way for people to be able to get others involved in cryptocurrency. And quite frankly, something that they understand, a gift card. I don't know. I thought that was kind of huge. What do you think about that, Joe?
For the people who are very leery on KYC and everything else, you just think about it. You go to your bank, you take out cash. You go and you buy these gift cards with cash, so there's no transaction fee, or eventually they can follow you or track you. You buy the gift card with cash. You now have Bitcoin.
Yep.
And there you go. But now it's like, okay, well, is that gift card tracked? They're always tracking you, but I mean, there's just no way of thinking it.
It might be. I don't know all the deets yet, but that's going to be out and about pretty shortly. So,
but I do think that's cool though. Same thing like with the Bitcoin coins. It's an actual physical coin that has the QR code and everything. So it's something they can touch. This is something real. And then, everybody knows how to use gift cards. You just redeem the number. And boom.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, man. Like, people understand gift card. You go to, those things, I don't know about you, but like, especially like graduations, holidays, stuff like that. Those things fly off those kiosks.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, they fly out of there. So to now have Bitcoin basically sitting there as an option to some of these, I don't know, win a chicken dinner, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. But are you ready, Joe? We're going to give you the show if you want to talk some Bitcoin right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. It's all yours, brother. Go for it.
All right. Very good. All right. So this is Bitcoin. This is my chart. I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. The price action was actually over here when I was doing my drawings. I have a bunch of drawings over here, as you can see. So,
woo! Yeah, you do.
So I ended up doing a few videos. I believe it was the day before yesterday and yesterday. And that's what all this is. Just me explaining everything to my group. And then some of those videos I give to my YouTube members. But just to kind of summarize and just clean up everything, this was actually when the price was here. I'm thinking, price may come down. Now, one thing that we want to do is we always want to zoom out. So right now, we are underneath my zone. This is my bullish zone. This is from the previous cycles. We got this way over here from the first cycle to the second cycle. So I'm really amazed at how trend lines respect each other, especially if you get key trend lines. And here you can see respected, got rejected. So once it breaks in here, it's bullish. But, we have to understand that just because it goes up doesn't mean it's going to only go up. It has to come down. Right. And then when it breaks underneath this is when I'm personally getting bearish. However, just because it broke lower doesn't mean I'm, just full on bear. It broke lower, came up, did a bearish retest, broke this level. Here, I'm bearish. Okay, now as long as, and here's the thing too, like whenever you're looking at these charts, you have to, you have your plan A, but you also have your plan B. If this happens, then this. But if this doesn't happen and this happens, well, then this. And that's exactly what's happening here. Just trying to like explain it really quickly. When this came down and it created a pivot, this is what I needed to break right here. You know, this is a little zone, but this is the area needed to break. It broke it. Great. Now let's see if it breaks this. You know, we can enter for a short. Then as it comes up, what we don't want to do is we don't want to break this level, because if we break this level, then this is a trap. It comes up. I would like for it to stop about here, which is about 50%. This is what I teach, about 50%. And it continues to go up. So when it was here on my live streams, I was telling people, you know what, it looks bullish to me because it didn't stop here. That doesn't mean that it's gonna go up. It just that's what it looks like. We still have this level it needs to break, and then this level, and then sure enough, it did break it. And then yesterday I made a video saying when we were here, I would like for the price to come down to at least here, maybe even here, 50% before potentially going up, but it barely came down. So here's the thing. Whenever we're seeing this and it barely comes down, and we've seen this time and time again, where the price goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up. And then finally when it comes down, well, now normally, you know, it's going to go at least 38% to maybe 50% of the move, if those are the percentages. So the higher it goes up, the more it's going to retrace versus here, you know, pulling back a little bit, because this is 50% of this little extension leg versus now this entire extension leg, you know, could pull back 38, maybe 50%. And that's what these numbers are right here. But all in all, to keep it short, right now, I am bullish on Bitcoin. Now, how can I get bearish on Bitcoin? So this is what you're always, eventually you're going to be right. And, you know, that's basically what it is. Eventually you're going to be right. Now, again, on the higher time frames, it's better to do this so that you can kind of see what the possibility might be. Since we're above this level, I'm bullish. And I'll remain bullish. You know, it can come up and down in this zone, but I'm still bullish overall, macro. Now, in order for us to get bearish again, for me personally, I would need to see something like this. Let me go to make this that, and then let's do it in yellow so it just stands out. So for us to be bearish, I would need for the price to come up, then to come down, maybe to here, then come up, creating a lower high. And this is fine. You know, right now I'm still bullish. I'm careful. But once it breaks this low, this is our step one or level one, then this is like, uh-oh, watch out. You know, we might be start coming down. Then it goes like this, and then it does this number and maybe tries to fight. And all this is showing strength. When it does not break this, when it came up, uh-oh. When it doesn't break this, uh-oh. And it breaks this, okay, well, now it's our level 2, and here's our next level, and then here's our next level. So every time it's breaking a level, it's just getting stronger and stronger to that particular direction. And now, this is when I get bearish. These are the steps for me. Okay, watch out. We might start, you know, we might get rejected here. I don't know. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen. And, you know, you can have divergence, you can have whatever. But here it'd be like, okay, it broke this level. We might be going down, but this could just be another trap. So if it breaks this, well, then this was a trap. And this is why I trade level by level. So now it could start doing this number. And I'm not married to this. This is my idea, with the exception of this is valid until we break a high. Same thing with this is valid until we break a low. Right now, we really don't have a low. It's been up, up, barely down, up, up, barely down. So for me to kind of look at this for the downside, like, it needs to first create a low, which would be something like this, you know, coming down, making a really nice distinctive pivot where you can easily tell, oh, it came down, it stopped, it went the other direction up. Here, down, stop, up. Creates a pivot, step one. So for me right now, it's looking bullish for Bitcoin. I'm still in my Bitcoin long, which I entered here when, and even though it was underneath this major resistance, it was looking strong because it did not reverse right here. It could have easily done this number, but it's showing strength. And that's why I'm always about this. And I don't even have, oh yeah, I have them here. I was going to say, I don't even have indicators, but I have them here. I don't even look down. I don't look down. But if you are going to get indicators, I strongly recommend, of course, the chart prime indicators. Those are really great indicators. I have X marks the spot. And with these indicators, these are all chart prime indicators, the majority of them. There's a lot of really great tools. And this also, if I want additional confluence or additional agreement with my thought process, I'll click on my X marks the spot. It's got a bunch of chart prime indicators on here, and it helps me out. But that's pretty much all I got. Right now I am bullish on Bitcoin, and hopefully these alts can move with Bitcoin. So we'll see.
All right, sounds good.
I do want to add one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So right now, Bitcoin it's literally mimicking the show. So Bitcoin is the one controlling the alts for the majority of the part. Sometimes the smaller market cap coins, they don't care what Bitcoin's doing because they're so small they move on their own. However, the majority, like 98, 99% of the coins, they follow Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin starts going up, these coins will go up. So Bitcoin goes up 1%, the coins will go up 3% on average. When Bitcoin comes down 1%, the alts will come down 3% on average. It's like a 3-to-1 ratio. Yeah. So if you notice that Bitcoin comes down 1%, and now the alts, this is what I do, and this is what I'm always telling my group. If the alts are now going down 6%, 8% on a 1% move on Bitcoin, now whoa, something's going on. And that's why I'm always in these charts. I'm always looking at all this stuff, and I'm seeing that correlation. It's like, okay, Bitcoin came down, alts came down. No biggie. That's what happens. But if Bitcoin comes down and the alts start coming down a little bit more than normal or average, then it's like something's about to happen. Either we're going to get a huge dump, or the alts are going to be moving as much as Bitcoin. So that's one thing I want to point out. Another thing I want to point out just really quick is you have to realize so we were in a short, and we were in a short when I believe this happened. We got into a short. Then this started happening, and because it started looking bullish, do not let your pride get the best of you. Because of this, our stop loss was here, and because I'm seeing that it's bullish now, I actually moved the stop loss to here for the group and myself. And even though the price was right here, about to hit our resistance level, I still have my stop loss here, moved down really tight. And sure enough, look what's happening. Like, we're going up. So more than likely, we would have been stopped out more percentage than just, you know what? We were going short. We were hoping for a rollover here. If not, maybe a rejection here, but especially a rollover. But if you don't get it, then adjust your stops, because don't be prideful, and especially like if you have a group, and people who have groups, they go through the same emotions as other people. Like for me, I have a group, and it's like, man, I don't want to be wrong. Let me just wait and see if I'm right. No, because that's costing them money and me money. So I treat my members' money like it's my money. It's like, no. And I'm in these trades too. So once I saw this, like, no, move down that stop loss really quick. And then sure enough, I'd say like 30 minutes to an hour later, boop, got stopped out. But that's all I got to say, guys. Don't be prideful. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're also going to win. And if you're not winning more than you're losing, watch my show. Watch my channel. And that's where we're going to go after here. We're going to go to my channel, and we just go more over this. We go over your coins. We go over a bunch of just the thought process. And I'll show you the reality of trading. We win, we lose.
Yep. Yeah, like Joe said, we're going to be heading over there right after we're done here. It's about 35 minutes heading over there. Obviously, I need a little bit more coffee here. So, oh my goodness. But we're going to take a look at, we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at things. In particular, we're going to take a look at the debt, the Doge. We're going to take a look at some, like I said, government stuff that's coming on with the SEC, CFTC. We're going to definitely look at Coinbase. We're going to take a quick look at that commercial. We're going to look at how you can live on crypto right now. And at the very end, we're going to definitely be talking a little bit about gold. Joe and I talked, I think, about a week ago that Goldback was getting ready to do their release of the Oklahoma Goldbacks. Well, guess what? They're out. We're going to show you that. And so stay tuned for all of that. All right, let's kick this thing off, the next set of this. Right here. When Joe and I were live, or when I was live, I think Joe didn't make this one. So, okay. Last week, 37 trillion, 160 billion on the debt and 573 billion on the Doge. So that's where we were a week ago today. As we speak, here is the live chart. 37 trillion, 189 billion. So again, even with the big, beautiful bill, which is going to increase our spending, we are still averaging about 29 billion bucks a week. Just saying that kind of like racks my head right there. It really does. And the Doge still climbing, though, again, not as quickly as when Elon was actively working with that, but 581 billion. And you know what? I'm good with seeing savings still kind of coming in here, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, nothing saves this sinking ship here at this point, if you're asking me. You know, I know, Joe, we say all the time, well, it's not as bad as it could be, but I don't know. Lately, it's just, save that sinking ship. I don't know. There's no way.
You were talking about taxes earlier, and I see a lot of these videos, like the YouTube shorts or whatever, where it's like, wait a minute, I don't get it. Especially like young people. Wait a minute, I don't get it. Like, I get taxed on the money that I make. I get taxed on the money that I spend.
Yep.
I get taxed again and then they don't even own land. And then if they own land or property or anything, then they get taxed again. And it's like, man, I can't even get ahead. And then, but like, this is why the wealthy stay wealthy, and this is why it's really important for Bitcoin.
Yep.
But the wealthy stay wealthy because they know about all these tax breaks and loopholes and everything else, and borrow the money instead of spending the money. Like, they know all this stuff, and man, it's just crazy. Like, whenever I hear about taxes, like, oh,
yeah. I always thought taxes were like, it just never kind of clicked to me. Even though, again, not like I was, anti-tax, because it's like, okay, it's just what I was raised in,
right.
But the one tax that always like perplexed my brain was property tax, because you literally are sitting here paying a mortgage to buy your house and da 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 da, but forever you have to pay property tax on this damn thing. So basically, you're doing nothing more than renting it from your local government. That's right. Literally all you're doing. It's like that one always, I'm like, how can that even be in this country? And to this day, it's still, how can that even be in this country? But now I understand things better.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way when it comes to property tax. Like, but wait, you already own it. But yeah, I still got to pay. Yeah. So you don't own it? No, I do own it. What happens if you don't pay? Well, they take it.
And BC hit it right here on the head. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy about it. Yeah. Yes. Sad truth. Sad truth. Not, like I said, love my country, hate my government. It's just the way it is right now.
I have a question. I know we're getting sidetracked, and I love doing this, but I don't. But
yeah, no, it's all right. Go ahead.
Who gave who the power to own the property? you know, because we have to pay the government. Who gave the government the authority, the power to say, you know what, this is mine, and you have to pay me, versus it being the people's?
That's an interesting question. So you're basically asking, where did property taxes begin, kind of thing.
Yeah, who gave who the power, and like the power for everything?
All right, that's
When
a
it
great
comes
question.
to property taxes,
Come on,
like,
BC, put the answer in the chat. You're the
and I'm sure like the people voted for the government, if they did, if not, they just got elected by whatever. But like, to me, that's not. Oh, nothing's fair in life, I guess. But it's not even fair. It's like, okay, well, we're now in power. We own everything, and you just have to do it.
There you go. And right here, yeah, our ancestors did it when they didn't revolt. Yeah. T-tax, revolt. Throw the king out, but you know, take my house, no problem. Tech Man saying they took the land from the peoples and demanded rent. Yeah, basically, and that's where we are today still.
And that's what I've seen too, like on all the, you know, not movies, but like kind of documentaries and everything, where, you know, people moved into certain lands. They said, okay, here's this treaty. It's like, why am I going to sign a treaty? This is my land. It's like, no, here's a treaty. You'll have some land, but we have the rest. It's like, no, this is all my land. And it's like, no, because before it was like passed down generation to generation for whatever they bought or owned for, but who do they buy it from? And who, like, there's so many different, like this is like the, you know, chicken or the egg. But yeah,
because you know, again, at the end of the day, the government has the bigger guns, maybe. I don't know.
And that's what they did. They strong arm people, and then now everybody just has to do that. So yeah,
I like these tangents. It you know, it takes us down, but it does work my blood pressure up just like this much. Okay, I'm lying.
Exactly.
Okay, we're gonna move on before I really do get my blood pressure going.
Yes.
But let's wait. What's this? I mean, it's either the government run by the people or the Wild West. Choose your poison. Yeah, well, government run by the people isn't really run by the people. Just saying. Property tax has been around since 1796. Well, there you go. See, BC bringing the knowledge right here. They've massively transformed over the years. 1820s really saw the changes of the forever tax going into effect. So there you go. Like I said, I mean, I know everybody loves to say I'm old as dirt, but that I got to say that preceded me even. There it is. But because again, like I said, that's the one tax that always kind of like, why am I paying a mortgage then if I never owned the house?
Right.
I never truly own it. Again, I don't know. Okay, moving on. Ouch. Thank you, BC. Nothing but love for you, brother. Nothing but love for you. Barely preceded me. Yeah, sometimes my kids tell me I was around with Washington, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, all right, let's move on here. We're going to talk a little bit of RWA situation. If you ask me, I love this. The Philippines now using Polygon to verify government budget documents on chain. Citizens can track the documents via QR codes with NFTs proving authenticity. I like this. I would love to see more government stuff like this because that's the way it should be, if you ask me. But again, step in the right direction.
Agree.
Now, this next thing I want to talk about is, you know, not so much that it's so much newsworthy per se, but I like to point out when people do stupid things. Now, when the Bitcoin ETFs came about, remember, all the people wanting their particular fund managers to get the Bitcoin ETFs into the funds, and Vanguard specifically said that we ain't doing that. We're going to protect our customers, blah, blah, blah. Well, they protected their customers by basically, losing about 12.8 billion of what was going on here. The crypto ETFs. Now this combines both Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Okay, because those are the two that are currently active, and we know we got a bunch on the desk of the SEC. We're actually going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But have outpaced Vanguard's VOO fund. That's the world's largest fund. But yet these Bitcoin and crypto, let's just crypto ETFs have outpaced Vanguard. So thank you, Vanguard, for protecting your customers to basically lose gains. Congratulations. Like I said, not so much newsworthy, but the fact of the matter is stupid. They're just stupid. And yeah, it is funny. Exactly, Dave. It is. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. You protected them very well. Congratulations. All right. So speaking of the SEC, here we go. Chairman Paul Atkins has announced the launch of Project Crypto, an initiative to modernize the securities rules and regulations, enabling America's financial markets to move forward on chain. According to him, Project Crypto will be the SEC's North Star, using my air quotes there, in an effort to make America the crypto capital of the world. And he breaks it all down in this speech announcement right here. So again, links to everything in the chat. PC saying the VOO used to be where it was at. Yeah. Well, again, world's largest fund, BC. And listen, BC's all over these TradFi stuff. So, the boys saying it, facts are what they are, man. Anyway, so let's move on, because the SEC is not going to be outdone, because the CFTC is going to launch Project Crypto Sprint. I love these names. I love these names. Governments and their operation names. It's always fun. Anyway, Crypto Sprint is the CFTC's fast track initiative to establish clear rules for digital assets. The CFTC obviously will team up with the SEC's Project Crypto to get the Trump crypto playbook into action. Again, we've talked about how many times the executive orders that Trump issued with regard to trying to get them moving in the right direction, moving all of our agencies in the right direction with regard to cryptocurrency. We saw the first report coming out, which to me was pretty much a nothing burger, but we saw that come out anyway. And now we're seeing more news about this stuff coming from the SEC, the CFTC, and I'll take it that the government's still moving in the right direction, and we're still waiting on a lot of this legislation to get through Congress. So stay tuned. We'll keep you on top of that. But here we go. Solana. Everybody knows how much I love Solana. But the Solana ETFs are coming, sadly. And these guys who have already filed their S1s for spot Solana ETFs have just updated some of this. And they talk about Grayscale's plan to have a 2.5% fee. If you guys remember, back when the Bitcoin ETFs were first coming out, it was all a fight about who was going to have the lowest fees and this, that, and the other thing. And so I'm sure we'll see more of that with regard to Solana and whatever other crypto ETFs come forward. But here's the other piece that Joe, me, you, and Jar talked about last week right here. I asked the question of you guys if you guys thought staking would be coming. And CoinShares quietly registered its Solana staking ETF in Delaware. So what do you think about that, Joe? We literally talked about this last week. And
I'm loving it, because it's just another step. It's another progression to where finally they're going to be like, oh, okay, I can stake these ETFs, and then they're going to maybe look up, or hopefully they'll start looking up, information about staking and how it works and what it means and everything. Then they'll see other videos to where it's like, oh, and hopefully they'll see, not your keys, not your coin type scenario.
Yes, hopefully.
Then they'll go into like actual crypto versus, the ETFs. So to me, it's a gateway, and the gateway just got larger with the staking. So
yep.
it's good. And again, the ETFs, a lot of people don't like them. For me, it's just a gateway. It really is. So,
Well, exactly, because again, it's not necessarily for the retail investor. I mean, it is for the retail investor, but it's not in that regard. It's more for these institutions that need to be able to get them in a certain form or fashion for their retail investors. So I get that. And yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I'm hoping, just like you said, it's that kind of progression. It's that gateway. It's that kind of, well, if I can do it this way, maybe I should, go grab some of this. I'm hopeful as well. I really am. Yeah, and just again to clarify, that's none of that's been approved yet, obviously. But the fact that it's on the table, to me, it's a move in the right direction. And same with Ethereum. I mean, think about it. Ethereum staking, right? It's proof of stake. Matter of fact, we're going to be talking about Ethereum because they put out a roadmap. For what it's worth, I don't know. Anyway, we'll get to that because again, I think I feel similar to Ethereum that I do about Solana. Although I'm sorry, Solana is just much worse. BC Port Corp is jumping in here. They're pretty much all applied to add staking ETFs to Solana. Oh, they did. Oh, okay. This is not good. Large companies will become some of the largest stake. And that is why I think originally they were deciding to not
so true.
make that part of it. And you are right, 1,000% BC with regard to that. But yes, right here, decentralized aspect. Yes, proof of stake assets. Proof of stake assets. Yeah. Yep.
So Here's the thing. Like, first, we're wanting the adoption. Just in general, just adoption. That way, crypto's not, oh, you use crypto, you must be doing illegal stuff. No, it's a form of money. It's the opposite of what fiat, But because these larger corporations, they have all of this money that they are literally, buying all this crypto and
throwing their weight around.
Right. And now they're holding it or staking it or whatever. And so, like, they can literally manipulate market makers. They can literally manipulate the price of said asset. So, I mean, you're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't. You know what I mean?
No, facts, man. Facts. I mean, and I love staking. I mean, again, if you've been on my channel since it started, like in 2017, that was one of the first things I talked about, even before mining. It was about staking, because to me, that was like an easy in. If you had just the simplest form of technical knowledge at that time. Now it's even easier to stake things. So yeah, they'll also be stealing the majority of the return on these. Well, you see that. I love that he highlights like Coinbase does, etc. We see that currently, and he just highlighted Coinbase, but it's not just Coinbase. It's any of these other entities that you can go stake through, whether it's Exodus Wallet, Coinbase, pick another centralized exchange, whatever. They'll give you yield, but you're right. You ain't getting the majority of that yield. That's a fact. All right, we're gonna keep going. Don't forget, in about 15 minutes, we're heading over to Joe's stream. I gotta pick up the pace here because otherwise we may not make it. See, Joe gets me off on these. No, I'm kidding. I love it, man. I love it. I love it, man. I do. All right, here we go. Visa doing some more work with stable coins here, basically adding these stable coins, PYUSD, USDG, and the European stable coin. But to me, the bigger piece of this is they've added it on the Stellar and Avalanche blockchains because they were originally on Ethereum and Solana. And again, Ethereum, super expensive, Solana, super useless. So there you go. But now you've got some other options with regard to that. But speaking of Ethereum, let's get to this. Ethereum basically put out a 10-year roadmap. And here's what they're doing. They're targeting a 10,000 TPS, so throughput per second, okay? Quantum resistance and full decentralization on layer 1. It's called Lean Ethereum. Now, here we go. Built to scale, secure the future, and stay unstoppable. Okay, that's bullshit. I call bullshit because guess what? Ethereum is already stoppable. And if you are going through a validator node that is going to follow OFAC regulation or requests or whatever, guess what? Shame. Your transaction ain't going through. And even to today, now it could, as they roll this stuff out, change the whole fee structure, whatever. But even today, when that blockchain gets just clogged and busy, those fees skyrocket pretty quick, even for proof of stake. They just do. And David in the house, what's David saying? Solana ETFs are coming. Yes, I agree with you. They are coming, and you're right. Sadly, I'm with that. I'm with you on that. And now, just again to remind everybody, tonight 7 p.m. Eastern time, the project that BC Bedell and I are going to be talking with the developer on is built on Ethereum. He is definitely an Ethereum maxi. He's an Ethereum developer. I love the project, but yeah, I don't know. Ethereum, it's going to be around. Ethereum first runner advantage. It's just what it is. You got a lot of tentacles into the TradFi system with regard to Ethereum and so on and so forth. So it's not like it's going anywhere per se. But now, again, Joe and I have been highlighting these different treasury options. We talked about the Anchorage Digital with the Bitcoin treasury option earlier, right? But here we go, altcoin treasury options. And here's one right here. SharpLink, which is a gaming company, basically right here, bought 11,259 ETH to add to their treasury, basically now holding almost 500,000 ETH as part of their treasury. I don't know. I think these altcoin treasuries are going to be a bigger and bigger thing, Joe. I know that was what you agree.
I agree 100%. You know, my first initial thought process was they're just copying Bitcoin. You know, just stay with Bitcoin. But you know, the ETH treasuries and all these other ones that they're starting to do, I think it's a good thing, of course, but I think they're all going to make money. You know, they're getting to projects that potentially have a huge upside or more upside. So I think it's
well. It's funny you say that, because when we were discussing this last week, what were we saying? Yeah, okay, maybe some of these bigger, blue chip, altcoins like Ethereum, like Litecoin, right, for example, that kind of thing, versus like we talked about the Tron treasury. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, and I think wasn't there a meme coin? Somebody with a meme coin thing. I don't know. There's so much news out there. I can't keep it all in my head. I'm not even gonna lie. Ask BC. BC and I were doing a recording session yesterday for the first video in module 2 of my educational series for newbies coming into crypto. And we literally put the thing together before we started recording. And by the time we started recording, I couldn't remember what the hell we put together. It's just, it was like literally out of my head. But you'll see that when that video comes out in a few weeks. But anyway, I really believe that, it's got to be, if you're going to use an altcoin treasury or an altcoin as part of your treasury, it really should be a bigger cap altcoin with regard to that.
Just safer.
Well, yeah. Right. And you gain your stability.
Increase your risk, increase your profits. Well, you go to something that's not as known, or the market cap's not as large, and that's the same as trading as well. But yeah, if you want to play it safe, Bitcoin. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, Ethereum. A little bit more aggressive, any other ones that they put. Yep. Because all those are lower. So yeah.
Yep. No, facts, man. Facts. All right, I really got to pick up this pace. 10 minutes. We're gonna heading over to Joe's stream here. Okay, I told you we had some Coinbase news. Now this got rolled out. This got announced last week from Coinbase, basically launching their everything exchange. So, oops, sorry about that. I didn't mean to clog that screen there. But tokenized stocks, prediction markets, early stage token sales, they're basically looking to do it all on Coinbase. And I mean, I'm okay with that, I guess. But I'm interested to see, because US, again, Coinbase, US based, right? You got US investors who are basically locked out of like ICOs and stuff like that, just because, you know what I mean? You can live in any other country, maybe you can't afford a meal, but you can jump in an ICO. And the US, no, none of that for you. So I'll be interested to see how this rolls out, and what US investors will actually have access to with regard to this. Any thoughts about this, Joe, before we move on to that video from Coinbase?
I just think Coinbase is extremely smart. They're doing all the right things. They're trying to cross all their T's and dot their I's. When the SEC was after them, they were more than willing to, be very transparent. They're a master. They're a masterpiece, or you can call them like the beast in the market.
Yeah, they are one of them. Yep.
They're gonna be, in my opinion, they are. I don't like them, because the fees are so much. But they are really easy to use for like newcomers.
Yep.
They're gonna dominate the space. They're gonna be like Binance. How Binance used to dominate the space. Well, I think they still do. But a few years ago, I think that's how Coinbase is going to be, to where they're just that much of a powerhouse, in my opinion.
I think that's what they're trying to do, Joe. I think
definitely.
you literally hit the nail
100%.
on the head.
Yep.
And BC highlights it right here. Complete opposite of what crypto is about. Yeah, facts, man. You're absolutely 1,000% right with regard to that. And I say it all the time, but BC, like we've talked about on our shows, excuse me, and Joe, you and I have mentioned here how many times it's a necessary evil for where we are with regard to the level of adoption right now, right, for cryptocurrency. It just is. All right, speaking of Coinbase, let's take a quick look at their latest ad. Gotta hit the right button first, and then we can take a look at their latest ad. If you're coming from Piper Academy, you already saw this, but you want to know what? The fact that they banned this ad in the UK, to me, is just huge, and probably because there might be just too much of a modicum of truth in it, so you don't want to be telling people to hit that actual pain point of where they're at, because then they're going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, let's watch this real quick, about 3 minutes or 2 minutes, I think, and we'll go from there.
We ain't got no troubles, no reason to complain. 'Cause here in Great Old Britain, we just love it when it rains. Morning. We're cozy here at home, even though it's not our own. But wait a few more years and who can say? Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land. Everything is just fine. Everything is great. The streets can't get no cleaner, nor the rat meat any leaner. No, life is just first rate.
Everything is just fine. These fish fingers are a steal. Prices up a smidge.
Just 100 quid a meal.
Empty purse, but hey, could be worse if there was nothing in the fridge.
Strategic realignment means I get to work for myself. Yeah!
Paying off my law degree with tips from each delivery. Excuse me, sir, I have your tandoori. Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land. Everything is just just fine. Everything is great. We're soldiering on, we're doing our best.
We're off to Dubai.
It's time to jump ship.
We're finding our belts with a stiff upper lip. 'Cause everything's just fine.
There it is. And I love the question at the end. If everything's great, why change anything? I mean, that's hilarious. Hilarious. I love that Dave's like, yeah, I'm rolling on the floor laughing. Yeah, it's true, though. There's got to be a pain point there somewhere. Otherwise, why would they ban that? I mean, I don't know. What do I know? What do I know?
And they put everything together, prices going up, they're losing their job, they're, just everything. It's like, man, that's so true. It's like everything's the same, if everything's good, don't change anything. It's like, okay, Coinbase, okay, let's go crypto. So yeah.
No, facts, man, facts. And again, and kind of like Joe was already just highlighting a little bit there, it ain't just there. Prices are going up everywhere. You know what I mean? The unemployment going up everywhere. For those who are coming from Piper Academy, you hear him talking about it all the time when we talks about the revision of the job numbers and so on and so forth. And that guy just got fired, the Biden appointee, with regard to the BLS? Yeah, Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yes. So anyway, we're going over to Joe's stream in about 4 minutes. I still got a couple of things to get through here. Joe, do you need to go? Tell me when.
I gotta go. I gave you the link already.
Yes.
I'll see you guys over there, in a few minutes. Thank you very much. And my show starts in about 5 minutes, 7 minutes or so. So, I mean, y'all have time to, just get forwarded. So if you're on X, make sure to come on over to YouTube. Make sure to smash the like. And then you'll automatically forward to my channel. And there I show you how to trade in the most simplistic fashion. I don't use complicated terms, or it's too much. It really is. Not when it can be simplified. So what I do is I just simplify it. All right, that's all I got. I think
there it is.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Yep, we'll see you in a few minutes, Joe.
Right,
and again, thank you to Joe all the time here Mondays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And like Dave P said right here, yeah, thanks, Joe. Appreciate Joe for being here all the time, giving you that great look at the Bitcoin chart and sometimes some other charts. All right, so we're going to keep going so we can get over to Joe's stream. Now, again, for those who have been on my channel for any length of time, I did an entire series about living on crypto. We had Joel Valenzuela here on a separate interview and a couple of other live streams, actually. But that's what spawned me to do that entire series. And again, link is in the description. If you haven't already watched that, go ahead and check that out. One of the things I highlight is utilizing Dash. Dash is in this particular, where is it? Again, click the right button. There we go. In this particular video right here, it's about 3 minutes long, but I'm going to play most of it because I love the fact that he walks you through the entire process here within like a few minutes, basically being in another country with no money, but needing gas. And he's got access to his crypto, in this case, Dash Pay. And boom, he's able to get gas and he's back on the road. So I'm gonna run this real quick. I might have to stop it midway through here because got a couple other things to hit on, and then we got to get over to Joe's stream. So, but let me start this. Ooh, hit the right button.
Oh no, we are running out of gas, and I have no money with me. Ay. Well,
I love that.
Find some gas station. Should be somewhere around here. Oh, here it is. It's Q8. So let's get here. But no worries. All you need is some Dash and Bitrefill app.
Yes.
I just get in and I select Q8. I select the amount I want to choose, and I add to cart. Then I go to checkout. I select my preferred payment option.
which is Dash.
And review order. I just copy the address. I go to the Dash wallet.
Yeah, cover that up.
And I go to send. Okay. Go ahead. And the amount is. All right. I sent some Dash to Bitrefill gift card. Woohoo!
There you go.
And
Order
it arrived.
complete.
So I checked out my gift card number. Okay, and I go now to check and to put it into there, so I can get some gas.
Yeah, and remember, this is all
Okay, I put the pin
without having
and
a
I
card
have my
or cash.
code. So let's put it here then. You go here. You select code and code.
And then
It
you
asks
scan that
you
with the phone.
to
I've
put
done
the
this.
pin,
This is
the number, the code. So I put the code.
there you go, and boom.
And I accept.
And you get the point. I'm gonna, only because for time
Wait a-
purposes here, we're gonna move on. And then he fills up again. Different country. Didn't have cash. Utilize crypto, in this case Dash. And again, I show you how quick that bit refill thing is in my video for that. Go check that playlist out if you haven't already done that, because this is something you can do today. And depending on what country you're in, you might even be able to just use Dash Direct. Not even what country, but where you are within a country. I know in my area, there are a lot of people who accept Dash. And right inside your wallet, it'll tell you who the nearest one is. And bam, you can just go right there and spend Dash Direct by scanning the QR code. Super simple. So again, haven't watched that series, links in the description. Go ahead and do that. All right, I'm going to zip this along here real quick. And now this technically nothing per se to do with regard to crypto, but Signal, because I know a lot of people use the Signal messaging app. Basically, he's saying that if Australia tries to force him to give up messages, private messages, these are encrypted private messages, they're out of Australia. And some of the countries that are going on, again, the EU and in Australia, whatever, privacy is seriously under attack. All right, let's take a look at this last piece. I love talking gold here, and we're talking Goldback. And the like I said, about last week or the week before, Joe and I talked about this was getting ready to launch. It is now launched. So if you want these Goldbacks, go and check it out. And I love this promo video. It's about a minute long. I'm going to just play this. I love it. All right, there it is. And so if you're looking to get a Goldback, I love Goldbacks. I love Kinesis. Links to that not even, and I almost forgot, we got Metalmark. Links to all of that in the description. Appreciate that. If you use those links, it helps support the channel. So I appreciate that. And yeah, Tech Man, I agree with you. You're right. The minute the government took all their guns, it was done for Australia. I agree. All right, that's it. We got to wrap this thing up. We're going to head over Raid Joe's live stream. When you get there, make sure you're putting in CCM Raid in the chat. Don't forget tonight, make sure you're here 7 p.m. Eastern time for myself, BC Port Corp, and Crypto Bedell. We're going to be talking to Sonny about his project, and I would love to have you in the chat talking and asking questions. So if you could be here for that, it would be greatly appreciated. All right, we're heading out. Like I said, when we get over to Joe's live stream, CCM Raid in the chat. Appreciate everybody. Thanks again. We'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time.